Alright, so Extraction 2 is the action spectacle dropping on Netflix at this moment, and I gotta say, this is action-packed to the gills. I'm not gonna waste any of your time. You know the drill. Full breakdown of the story, ending, potential sequels and spin-offs, along with our reaction and review of this second Hemsworth action fest. So if you don't want spoilers, riot shield out of the yard right now. You've been warned. Otherwise, thank you so much for clicking this. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already for even more videos like this coming soon. Gear up because we're dropping into Extraction 2. Alright, so Extraction 2 kicks off with a brief recap showing us how Tyler Rake, spoiler, actually survived the events of the original Extraction. His team pulled him out from the riverbanks, flying him over to Dubai, where he's been in a comatose state ever since. Nick appears to have grown a fondness for him, while her brother Yaz kind of jokes about pulling the plug on all Rake. But after roughly 9-ish months, Tyler wakes up and is beyond repair, essentially taking on the role of Unbreakable's Mr. Glass.
They called me Mr. Glass.
It's going to be a long climb for Tyler to get back into the saddle, so instead it's retirement life for this guy, chilling in a secluded cabin in Austria, ice fishing, watching soccer, and lots of adult bevs. One out-of-character thing of him, though, is reminiscing on what we can assume is a video of his son and ex-wife, though a little unsure of what really happened. Switching over, we're introduced to a hearing-impaired man, Zurab, over in Georgia, who has just found out his brother, David's prison sentence has been extended by 10 years. We find out real quick Zurab and his brother and their family of Nagazi ain't nothing to f with, knocking off a governor and his men who claimed he couldn't get Zurab's brother out of the Georgian prison where slap fight contests are happening. Wait, hold up. Dana White's power slap made it all the way to a Georgian prison? That's an obscure reference. Anyway, the brothers are feared Georgian thugs, criminals, warmongers, basically the Boondock Saint brothers with an abusive backstory that hardened them. They are religious fellas believing they are acting in Christ's name and have gathered a mass following, or rather, like I said, a family of Nagazis to help with their conquest. We find out that David, even though in prison, purposely had his wife and 2 children be hidden in the prison with him. From his point of view, it's for their protection because there's a massive target on him and his brother, while David's wife sees them as prisoners just like him. The main mission at hand is revealed when Tyler is brought out of retirement by Idris Elba's Alcott character, mysterious character, recruited very similarly to Marky Mark by Danny Glover in 2007's Shooter. Alcott pitches Tyler on the job, saying he may have a personal interest because David's wife just so happens to be the sister of Tyler's ex-wife. Sneak into the prison, extract the family, and that is it. It's a hashtag family affair now, as Tyler only has 6 weeks to prep for the mission, so hit that montage.
We're gonna need a montage. Ooh, it takes a montage.
Yeah, somehow he goes from old man limpy to hardened soldier in this time, but you know what? Who gives a shit? Tyler recruits Nick and Yaz and some other jabronis for the mission. Quick in, out, 5-minute window, smooth sailing. There shouldn't be any hiccups. Well, there is, which results in the 2 children getting in vehicles with Nick and Yaz, while Tyler and Keto end David's life, allowing her and the children freedom, but the whole prison erupts as the alarms are sounded, eerily similar to the Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol's opening prison escape. The next hour is like action on action on action, containing a seamless 21-minute one-shot action sequence. Huge quotes around that, so instead of me going boom, bang, explosion, let's just fast forward some.
So anyway, they're driving a car, which explodes, bringing them to the train station, and there are dudes everywhere, so a helicopter shows up.
Is that a minigun?
There's even more explosions, and then the whole train derails as they go to a safe house.
Okay, back at it. All of this leads to Sandro escaping Rake's crew to reunite with his uncle, thinking he means well, Yaz unfortunately biting the dust, and the final action stereotypical meet-up showdown of the good guy and bad guy in an Austrian church where Sandro is used as bait. Poor Sandro. Now maybe, possibly, I think they were trying to steer into religious symbolism with these two brothers throughout the movie, obviously both seen in church earlier, one hearing impaired while the other wore glasses, like hear no evil, see no evil, even mentioned as shepherds for all of their Nagazi followers. Zurab also turns on Sandro similar to Judas, and the whole thing again ends in a church, so maybe I'm reaching here? Anyway, the final showdown doesn't compare to any of the action sequences we've already seen, with Rake being victorious, Sandro learning the real meaning of #family, and Nick brutally wounded as police burst into the church, resulting in Rake and Nick going to prison. Rake gets his much-needed closure with his child and ex-wife, learning that even though he believed that he had abandoned them, his son, who passed due to cancer, actually saw him as a hero when he had to go off to Afghanistan, not the father who went out and got milk and never returned like he thought. The very end shows both Rake and Nick being pulled out of prison by Idris Elba's Alcott, saying they are now free, but they must do a job or two or maybe many for some gnarly mother trucker. Alcott is only the messenger here, as this clearly sets up the pair for a third film while expanding things into a much bigger Extraction-type universe with the Alcott character and tease of this unknown baddie. Now, any sort of hint at who this could be doesn't exist yet. I don't even think the filmmakers have someone in mind yet. Even the source material for these movies doesn't mention anything about this person. But Sam Hargrave did mention in an interview he has some big ideas for the future of the film series, adding, "We know who the character wants to be. We don't know yet who the actor is going to portray that character, if that makes sense. But I think we wanted to leave it open and yet capture the essence of what was needed for the next film for Tyler Rake." So it sounds like more Extraction films are in the cards, with me theorizing that they will continue with these sequels, but also start to pull off some, spin-offs here or there. With the Russo brothers attached as producers and writers, I can see them taking some influence from their work on the MCU, blowing this Extraction universe wide open for Netflix, so expect more, or at least an announcement soonish. I'm gonna be honest, Extraction 2 is basically the first movie, just with a 2 at the end of it. Chris Hemsworth is a one-man tank once again, having to extract people from a sticky situation. The action and future potential are maybe the only two standouts for me in this movie. Like, some of the action sequences littered in this sequel were hella fun, somewhat taking nostalgic bits from old 80s action greased-up Arnie movies while upgrading them to fit today's moviegoers. Hemsworth flame punch shuriken dudes during a prison break, I am sold. And with Idris Elba's Nick Fury-like character leading into a third and potentially some spin-offs, there is enough here to keep me on board with another sneak in, sneak out rescue mission. I just hope that there's some more depth to explore. But the problem is everything else surrounding the action is the equivalent to a wet blanket. We were spoiled earlier this year with John Wick 4, so even some of the action falls by the wayside, like the stitched together long 21-minute action sequence feels a little gimmicky at times. The story is your stereotypical bad guy wants revenge for his #family that's solely there to stitch together the action sequences. Any sort of emotional pull there's supposed to be from either side is an incredible deadpan and completely falls flat. I get that they are trying to get us to care for these characters, but after Hemsworth mini guns down a couple of helicopters, I just want more boom boom bam explosion. I'm going to give Extraction 2 a solid 5 out of 10 purely on mindless entertainment. I hope Netflix learns from this and, pun intended, punches things up a bit, because if they want to make a big old cinematic universe like everyone out there from this property, there is some much needed work to be done. They've got to find their style, personality, and what makes this stand apart, because in reality, this title could have just been Generic Action Movie 42 and nothing would have changed. Anyway, that is everything for Extraction 2. What did you think? What was your favorite action moment in this movie? And do you want to see this big ol' Extraction universe? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you again for watching through all of this. I'm planning on getting back into the swing of ending explained and breakdown, so please like and subscribe if you haven't. It will be much appreciated. And if you haven't, check out all of my other social media accounts from my Shorts and Clips YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Please and thank you. Tons of new stuff on all of those platforms, this one, everywhere. Probably some secret invasion stuff next week, so stay tuned for that. That is everything I got for you. Much love, stay tuned, and peace out, my action dudes.